Let me play Meacham first, okay? Because Meacham has a very interesting piece that he did today. It's sort of the march on Lincoln is on in Washington D.C. right now, and he had some prescient words, and I couldn't help but cut it up and do it. So check this out, and then we'll take it on the other side.
The statistics tell the story. The fact that folks have to go back to the Lincoln Memorial 57 years to the day after Dr. King and John Lewis and Bayard Rustin and A. Philip Randolph and others had organized that march, which, by the way, things weren't easy then. The reason it was supposed to be a march on the Capitol. And President Kennedy thought that Congress would react poorly if the folks showed up and faced them, so he encouraged them to go to the Lincoln Memorial. When John Lewis spoke, they were so concerned that he was going to be too radical and too revolutionary that the Kennedy administration had two people inside the Lincoln Memorial ready to cut the microphone and play Mahalia Jackson singing "He's Got the Whole World in His Hands" over the loudspeakers. So this has been a perennial and difficult struggle. And the lesson of the first march on Washington in 1963 is that Dr. King set out the ideal, and John Lewis told the story about how the students of America, as they are again now, were trying to bring the ideal into reality. And so having a president who refuses to acknowledge the plain facts of the matter about structural racism and the prevalence of injustice is a central stumbling block. We need a president who sees the world as it is and can lead us to a place where we want it to be. White Washington, 57 years ago today, was expecting a riot. Russell Baker, the New York Times then correspondent, told me the story once that the Times had chartered a helicopter for him because they wanted to be able to hover over the violence to report on it. And when he got in the helicopter and flew over the mall, it was so boring that he actually had him fly over his house to check the roof, and then he landed and came and actually covered it in the way it's being covered today. So white expectations and white fears take up too much of our mind space. It takes up too much of our public space. And I think it's more than a conversation. I hate that phrase about a national conversation. We're beyond conversation. There has to be recognition of reality, and then the work of reconciliation. And we're being led to that by these very brave voices of protesters who are reminding us that America is not supposed to be for just one group, but for everybody.
Absolutely. So America is not for one group. America is supposed to be for everybody. One of the things that I love about Jon Meacham is that he's very pragmatic. He's very humble, and in the statements that he makes, he takes a helicopter look. He doesn't look at it from who he is. He look at it from the point of view of what's occurring, what has occurred, like the perfect historian is supposed to be. I'm Egberto Willies, host of Politics Done Right, an independent news program. I post several news videos of interest every day. I ask you so kindly to subscribe to my channel, and please leave me some comments. Thank you very much.